Hello and welcome. My name is Pat and I'm a yoga instructor with Yoga Within in Edmonton. I'm delighted to have you join me for this chair yoga class. I will be doing for 6 weeks 2 classes a week. So today will be some very basic information which many of you already know if you've done a chair class before, but I would like to review it and know that everybody is comfortable where we're starting. So if you haven't done a chair class before, or any yoga class before, one of the very first things to consider is that yoga does not have a destination. So we are not trying to achieve a goal per se, but it is a journey. And it is a journey really with yourself. That's my dog in the background. He's come to join us. It's a journey within yourself. It is an opportunity and a time to spend time with yourself and also to develop awareness about your body and also mind, and we focus on breath to some extent. That is something that grows with our practice. So it is a personal time, and keep that in mind as you practice with me. And another important thing is to listen to your body. If something that I am saying you are doing and your body is hurting too much, or your body is saying no, please listen to your body, don't listen to me. Because this is about compassion towards ourselves and kindness towards ourselves. And the last thing is that if you have any injuries or you're recovering from an illness, you're under the care of a healthcare professional, please check with them first to be sure that they're in support of you taking the chair yoga class, just to be sure. We don't want any injuries or such. It will be a gentle practice, but still important to remember all of this. A couple of other things too. For future practices, it's handy to have a strap. A strap can be, this is a yoga strap, but it can be a bathrobe tie, it can be a tie, just anything that's firm. We often will use this to assist us in the movements that we're doing. The other two things is there's 2 types of blocks that we use. This is a chip foam block. We may use it between our legs in different ways. It's handy, and this is a firmer block. Neither of these are essential because I will always have options. But if you have these around the house or can borrow them from anybody, sometimes they assist us and they challenge us as well. The other thing is in sitting in your chair, you may be able to tell that I'm sitting towards the front of my chair, but still very stable. A lot of the sitting postures will be done in this position, but if you scoot back in your chair, still keeping upright above your hips and using your core and sitting straight, you will gain a little support from the back of the chair. That's also fine if that's the most comfortable place for you. Well, not necessarily comfortable, but if you benefit from that support, by all means, everything we do can be back here. As we're towards the front of our chair, you can see that we're using more of our core and our back strength, and that's why I encourage you to come forward if you can. So let's just start by arriving here and preparing ourselves for a practice. We'll just take a minute or so to close your eyes if you wish. If not, that's fine. And take a nice, quite long, slow breath in and a long, slow breath out. Let's do that 2 more times in your own time. And as you're doing that, just think of letting go what has happened in your day before you settle on your chair, and recognize that this time is for you. Be curious. Maybe do a scan of your body and just see how it's feeling at this moment. Take a long, deep breath in. And as you breathe out, just sigh. Oh. And just release it, release it. Now, tighten up everything in your body. So close your eyes tightly, your fists, your arms. It doesn't matter what position you're in, whether you fold forward or not. Just try to tighten as much as you can as you're breathing in, and as you breathe out, just and let it all go. Just shake. Do that again. Just tighten, tighten, tighten. Squeeze up your shoulders. Squeeze up your shoulders. Maybe press your legs together. Hold, and let go. And one more time, you may even want to lift your feet off the ground. Just scrunch, or put your legs out. Whatever feels good. Hold tight and let go. There. Just notice if that changed any sensation in your body. Just waking up the body. Just developing some awareness. Extend your right foot out with your knee straight but not hyperflexed back if you can. And just wiggle your toes a little. And then start making circles in one direction, doesn't matter what direction, at your ankle. Just keep it pretty solid in your hip here. We're just working on the lower leg. And rotate in one direction. Stretch out as far as you can. You may be able to touch your toes down on the mat with your heel still on it. Now change direction and go the other way. Waking up, we're just warming up our body. That's it. Nice stretch. Feel the stretch in the top of your foot. Good. Now point your toes. If you can, lift your leg just a little off the floor. Point your toes straight out in front of you and pull your toes to your nose. You may feel that in the back of the leg. Press your toes forward and just notice, what position does your foot want to be in? Often if we walk with our feet out or our feet turned in, we will do that in this position. So just press, but try to have your foot aligned with your leg, your knee, and your hip. Bring your toes to your nose and do that 2 more times. Excellent, excellent. Good. Put your foot down on the floor, on your mat. I didn't mention the mat, but we do use a mat. Sorry, I forgot about that. We use a mat so that we're on a non-slip surface. We don't want our chair to be slipping, and when we stand up, we also don't want to be slipping. So if you only have one item to help you in your practice, I'd say it's your mat. Now lift the left leg about a foot off the floor and just take that knee out to the left. Try to keep weight equal on both hips and both sits bones on your chair. And bring it back. And take it out one more time. Just getting some movement in your hips there. And back. And down. Let's do the same with the left foot. Stretch it out, out. If you press through your heel and you lengthen your leg. Wiggle your toes a little. Wake them up, and then just start doing rotations in one direction. Keeping your heel in the same place on your mat. Stretching out. Just press as you're stretching your toes forward. See, they may be able to go flat on your mat. Your whole foot sole on your mat. Stretching out the top of your foot. And go the other way. That's it. Again, just isolating the lower foot, or the lower leg rather, the ankle and the foot, trying to keep your hips steady and weight equal on both of your sits bones. Excellent. Excellent. Good. Bring your foot up and Stretch out, bring your toes to your nose, point your toes away. Again, look at alignment. On one side, my foot often wants to turn out, so I just pay attention to that. Forward and back. Now bend your knee and take the left leg out. Oh, running into my props here. Out. Again, I'm keeping my body facing forward. I'm not turning with my body. Going out and back and out and back. Good. Give a little bounce to your feet. Bounce them out a little and bring them back. Do that 2 more times. That's it. Very good, good. Now, let's just fold forward by letting our back round, and we're just stretching out our lower back there after doing some leg work. And it doesn't matter how far down you come. If this is as far, that's good. Or if you can come farther, and you may be able to have your abdomen touch the top of your thighs. And just look down at your mat. Watch that you're not putting any strain on your neck. That's it. And come up. Do rolling of your shoulders. Roll back and down. Roll up, back, and let them down. Up, back, and down, and the other direction. We have a real tendency to hunch our shoulders up a lot, which gives a lot of soreness in our neck and upper back. So it's nice to just kind of roll them out like that. Good. Bring your hands together just in front of your abdomen and stretch your arms in a diagonal out from your body. So one arm will be facing up towards the ceiling, stretching up, and the other down towards the floor. And widen, widen, widen. Just go back as far as you can and stretch out as far as you can. And breathe. Continue to breathe. As you exhale, perhaps, bring your hands together and inhale to the other side. Again, see that you're sitting tall up out of your hips, not slouching. If you tend to slouch, you're better to go back in your chair and then have the support of your chair, but still think of shoulders above hips. Bring your hands together. Again, stretch out wide and come together, and the other way. Wide and come together. Interlace your fingers, doesn't matter which way. Press down towards the top of your legs. Stretch out so your palms are facing me. Just pause here and breathe. And notice your shoulder blades at the top of your back. In this position, they're pulling apart from the spine. You may be able to notice that. We're widening our upper back. Stretch up. Now at some point, you'll need to release the interlacing of your fingers. At any point, that's fine. Then stretch your arms out, your fingertips to the far wall. Again, our spine is in, our shoulder blades are in a more neutral position here. Bring them together. Interlace your fingers the opposite way. Press down. As you're pressing down, you can pull your shoulders forward here as well. Release that. Move forward here. Stretch fingers. This time, turn your palms so that your fingers are facing down to the floor, and you may feel a little stretch in your wrists. And just take a couple breaths here. Again, engaging your muscles. This is a very static position, but you are working. As you exhale, come together and release and pause. Bring your arms forward, give yourself a nice hug, elbows on top of elbows. You may want to do a little rotation here. Open up wide. Repeat that with the other elbow on top and hug. There you go. Excellent, excellent. And open and release. Take your right hand and place it either on the edge of your chair. My chair is not very wide, so I can kind of hold the edge of my chair here. Or the other option, you may want to take the back of your hand and just place it in the natural curve of your back, which is just kind of around your waist, a little bit above your waist. With your left hand, just place it on your hip. Again, stretch tall, and keeping your head in line with your spine, just do a side bend over to your right. In this position, you don't want to collapse on that right side, nor do you want your head to drop. Your head is very heavy, weighs about 8 pounds, and that's hard on your neck. And by holding our head in line with our spine, we're strengthening our neck muscles. So take a few breaths here. Come up. And we'll do the other side. So take your right hand and put it on your waist. Your left hand either on your chair or back behind. Stretch up, and as you breathe out, do a nice side bend over to your right. Your left, rather. My right. Again, just check your head that it's not dropping. Also, the weight on both sits bones, is it even? Try not to lift the right sits bone and come up. And then just come forward again in the forward fold. Good. Let's come to standing. And I am going to turn my chair like this with the hopes that you can see better what we're doing here. So to begin with, just stand. This is what we call Tadasana, a very important pose. Oh, I need to just lift that up a tiny bit so that you see my head as well. There. So standing in Tadasana, I'll face you to just go through the steps. Look down at your feet and try to align about the middle of your feet, up the middle of your legs, to this part of your hips. And have them, so it's all in good alignment. And then think of your shoulders being above your hips. Drawing up from your core so you're standing tall, you're standing strong. Try lifting your toes up off your mat. And spreading them if you can. And then spread, just press them down into the mat. Also check the outsides of your feet and see if you can line them up so that they're parallel to the outside of your mat. And this is mountain pose or Tadasana. In this, I'll go back to the way you're standing with your chair. So your chair is a prop. If you need it, for sure use it. If you don't need it, or you're not sure, try. And you can just touch it lightly and raise up on your toes, come back down and roll back on your heels and lift your feet, your toes. Rise up on your toes, hold and pause, come down, your feet are flat. Now your foot is all the weight is on your heels and you've lifted your toes and your arches. Just go back and forth doing that about 3 more times. Raise up as high as you can and back and up and back. Excellent, good. Now if you move your chair so that it is like mine, if you put it on your right side, we'll just work on a little bit of balance here. Balance is one of the real gifts of yoga. It is very important to keep us from falling as we age. You can see the color of my hair. I am aging for sure. And balance is very important to us. So you can put your right hand on the back of your chair, and I'm going to, it's a bit hard to adjust. One more adjustment. This is not high tech, right? Oh, that's so much better. You might not see my head, but you can see my feet. With your right foot and using your chair as a prop, just take your foot forward and step forward, keeping your left foot on the ground. Pick that up and go back. And come forward again and come back. Now you may be able to do this without using the chair. Just getting the feel of balance by moving back and forth. Again, just see if your toes are facing the front of your mat. I'm reminded of that because of my toe, one foot that wants to turn out. And again, and back. Now with your right foot, just place it beside your left and pause. And do the same with your left foot. So step forward and back and forward and back. Forward. Think of drawing your energy up through your core and drawing your legs together. Even though you're physically not drawing them together, think of using your hips and drawing them together. That's what gives us strength in balance work. Forward. And I'm not really good at tracking the number we did on our right side. Now on the left, and you can see as my focus, I don't focus, my balance is a bit off. Whatever your balance is, it's just how it is, it's just what it's meant to be today. No judgment at all. We meet our body as it is in the moment, and every moment it will be different. And bring that to an end. Put your right foot down. Now walk to the front of your mat, heel toe. So put your heel of your right foot or left foot, doesn't matter, in front of the toe of the other foot and just walk forward. Now, if you feel you need the chair, just do this back and forth close to your chair. If you feel you can do it without the chair, and try it. And come back. Good, good. And each week we will add a little more to the work that we do. Now, come back to sit down on your chair. Take your feet out to the edge of your mat, about whatever is comfortable for you. This is fine now if your feet turn out. And we are going to go forward in a forward fold here. But as we did in the earlier part of the class, we did kind of a slouching, what we call a ragdoll fold, where we just go down like this and our back rounds. This time, keep your head and shoulders aligned and think of these hip creases here. In fact, you can place your hands here and keeping your back in the position that it's in now. So the upright neutral spine, we call that. Put your hands here in your hip creases and come forward. You'll find that you don't come as far forward as you do with the ragdoll fold. That's just fine. You're stretching out the lower back and come as far as is comfortable. And when you've reached as far as you're going to go today, just stay there and breathe. Keep your head and neck in line with your spine. So you'll be looking down at your mat right now. And breathe. As you breathe in, think of your body expanding, and as you breathe out, you may be able to drop a tiny bit lower. If not, that's okay too. And on your next inhale, just inhale as you come up, straight up. Excellent. Bring your legs together. Again, about hip width apart. Take your left hand to the outside of your right knee. Your right hand, again, you can place here on the edge of your chair or at the back with your back of your hand in the natural curve of your back, keeping your knees firm in that position. Just slowly twist to your right. Don't worry about your head. This twist is coming from your lower back. It's not a very big twist. And just listen to your body here. Don't worry about turning your head at all. Good. One more breath in here. And as you exhale, release and pause at the front. Let's do that on your other side. Take your right hand and put it on the outside of your left thigh or knee. Again, keep in mind you want to keep this distance here the same, so you've got your legs engaged. Place your left hand in the small of your back or on your chair with a nice inhale. And as you exhale, just gently, gently turn to your left. Again, don't worry about your head. Notice, is the weight equal on both your sits bones? Are you sitting tall? And are you breathing? Most important, are you breathing? Good. And come back to center. Sit back in your chair. And just take a couple minutes at the end of class to feet on the floor. Just take a long breath in and a long breath out. Close your eyes if you like. And have gratitude to yourself for taking the class today. And notice how your body is feeling. How your breath is. How you're supported by the earth. Now, if you'd like to stay quietly in this position, in your chair for longer, please do. I will say goodbye for now, but do take the time before you jump back into your day. Take the time that you need. If you like, bring your hands to your heart center. If you like, drop your head. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. And thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. Enjoy your day and stay well. Bye-bye.